Morning comes softly over the sleeping capital as the part of Hope's story begins with light. 3 empty chairs stand silently showing loss, violence, and prison before anyone says a single word. Behind cloudy glass, hidden leaders move like shadows, while the game of betrayal quietly begins tonight. In the empty square, one flame fights the wind as hope becomes bigger than one person. Great doors swing open, and golden light fills the hall, promising ending nobody expected at all. 2 quiet men in dark suits walk a hallway where power moves without warning or noise. 2 old politicians sit in darkness, sharing one secret agreement that will change many lives forever. A former friend waits alone in dim light, while temptation prepares a dangerous offer for him. He signs the paper and chooses safety over truth, closing the door on loyalty and courage. In the dark chamber, lawmakers vote against their beliefs, and the whole room feels wrong inside. At 2:14 a.m., tired hands rise slowly, one by one, before the final hammer falls hard. A glowing board hangs above the hall, showing how planned and cruel this vote really was. In his study, Hope sits at his desk, already knowing the answer before anyone speaks aloud. Hope accepts betrayal without shouting, acting, or pity, while his tea grows cold beside him there. Hope walks through the dark courtyard toward a waiting car, calm, because he knows this continues. Hope enters his plain car, leaving behind the office, the title, and all official protection there. In the dark back seat, Hope looks into a camera, ready to speak words history remembers. Hope calmly says he's dangerous now, because losing power has made him harder to stop. He says truth is all he has left, and truth is what he will never surrender. In the empty parliament, one cleaner sweeps alone while the story reaches its last formal step. In the quiet room, a sealed letter waits untouched, while the secret plan settles over everything. Former friends sit around a bright table, choosing between loyalty and quick reward with silent faces. A glowing tablet shows the number, and the room accepts the final result without any words. Hope leaves Parliament alone through a side door and walks to his car without looking back. The recording ends inside the parked car, and Hope closes his eyes beneath the glowing words. At sunrise, people flood the square, proving Hope was right that losing power made him stronger. Hope steps onto a wooden crate before the crowd, now free from every rule and chain. From the crate, Hope speaks plain words that office once forced him to soften and hide. From above, people fill the square and roads, while Hope returns to streets he knows best. Hope calls the people, and they come together, moving like one body, with one beating heart. From the rooftop, the crowd looks endless, bigger than any view, and beyond every earlier chapter. From the sky, the city is filled with people, as one huge word appears millions above. Hope walks among the people, again touching the living source of everything he ever built there. Hope places a hand on an old woman's shoulder, showing love between leader and ordinary people. In the crowded street, sudden violence strikes from inside the march, cruel, fast, and deeply cowardly. The crowd breaks into chaos as people understand something terrible and unforgettable has happened here today. Joy changes to fear in 1 second as the whole air shifts around where Hope stands. Hope's helpers gather around him, fast lowering him carefully, as everyone understands the terrible truth now. Blood shows the wound is real, as one aide presses cloth against Hope's side with focus. Half awake, Hope is carried through reaching hands and lifted into a waiting medical vehicle quickly. Inside the moving ambulance, medics work fast to save Hope. As the drama becomes frighteningly real, hospital workers meet Hope at the doors and rush him inside, while Street disappears behind glass. In recovery, Hope sits up and shows he plans to stand, no matter how badly hurt. Hope rises slowly, in pain, choosing strength over weakness. Because he knows people are watching closely. Bandaged and standing by the window, Hope faces a camera, ready to explain why he survived. Hope slowly lifts his hand, using the sign his followers have loved and trusted for years. 2 fingers rise in victory, showing not just survival, but a spirit nobody could break ever. Hope tells the camera they tried to kill him, but they only killed the fear inside. The camera moves around Hope's bandaged body as he finishes speaking with calm, steady courage today. Hope lowers his hand and says the last piece of fear inside him is gone forever. From the bed, Hope says nobody has anything left to use against him anymore at all. Alone in the room, Hope ends the thought. A man without fear cannot be stopped now. Hope turns from the camera toward the window and opens his hand again, gentle and calm. When he finishes, Hope slowly lies back down on the bed and finally lets himself rest. The aide hides the recorder, closes the door softly, and leaves Hope alone with quiet strength. 3 days passed. The wound closed. The country outside did not sleep. They did not handcuff him. They did not need to. The cell door closed. It is the smallest door in this entire story. In a small green cell, Hope sits on a narrow bed as prison becomes fully real. Under a hard light and dripping tap, Hope stays still inside the cold language of prison. News from outside reaches Hope, late showing the fight still lives beyond the prison walls there. Holding the newspaper closed, Hope feels the strange sadness of reading his own life from others. From high above, Hope looks tiny inside the cell, and everything says he has no power. The camera pulls back through the bars, while the prison calmly declares Hope weak and finished. Hope opens his eyes in the cell, and the story turns imprisoned, yes, but not powerless. Reading the paper, Hope becomes a man whose power lives in ideas, not in office alone. Hope folds the paper away and sits with the idea that made him who he is. The camera rises from the cell as we learn one idea cannot be locked behind bars. Across the country, Hope's idea keeps moving through millions of people who carry it forward daily. In a hidden back room, Hope's small team keeps working because they serve the idea still. Around a marked map, Hope's loyal friends begin a campaign that refuses to disappear or die. A sound wave moves across the laptop as Hope's message reaches the nation from prison still. The back office becomes a calm machine, using every tool to cross the prison walls daily. On a laptop screen, a digital Hope speaks, with his saved voice where his body cannot. Far away, an older woman listens on her phone, as Hope still reaches her heart there. Bright lights spread across the map, showing the campaign growing from one room to everywhere fast. Polling places open across the country, as people vote for a leader sitting inside prison today. In his cell, Hope listens on radio as the numbers rise, and the idea wins outside. At night, the Capitol Square fills with lights as people turn victory into visible joy together. The official result lights the huge screen, and the whole square breathes out together at last. In streets and homes, people raise small lights higher, showing quiet faith that never truly died. Tears fall through the crowd as people realize holding on was the right choice after all. Inside the cell, Hope hears he has won, takes a pen, and returns to work again. In a dawn library, the final question begins, not what Hope did, but what remained after. The narrator leaves simple success behind and asks the harder question about lasting meaning for all. Above the silent library, the question grows, what stayed after Hope and changed the future forever? The place Hope built from sorrow opens at dawn, turning private pain into public kindness daily. The golden trophy rises again in memory, saving one of the country's happiest shared moments forever. In a national archive, the narrator asks what Hope left that changed what people thought possible. An empty stand under warm light shows that Hope's real legacy cannot live inside objects alone. The answer is clear. Hope left proof that one strong idea can survive everything still today. The grand corrupt system stands tall, but Hope entered it without letting it swallow him whole. A quiet road at sunrise shows that hard wandering can become preparation for reaching home someday. An empty hospital hall reminds us that even a broken body could not end Hope's future. The prison door stands open, while grief bullets and cells prove truths nobody can erase now. In a hall of students, we learn Hope changed what young people believe they can become. Children run from school into sunlight, carrying Hope's story inside the country's heart and future forward. In a quiet study, the last truth arrives. One, life can matter, build last, and refuse. A young boy walks alone down a dusty street as the story returns to its beginning. The boy stops by a bright wall where unknown hands have drawn a simple lion there. The boy studies the lion quietly, then lowers his eyes to his own small hands below. He turns his small hands in golden dust, and the future suddenly feels close and personal. The boy leaves the lion and walks toward light as Hope passes from hands to hands.